There are probably tons of videos of this phone lying in your subscription box currently. I'm glad you chose this one. Let's start with the unboxing, shall we? Hey guys, Vinith here and you're watching VDiaries. And before we go any further, if you're new here, then don't forget to subscribe and check out some cool tech and travel content on my channel. Of course, once you're done with this one. And if you end up liking what you see and appreciate the effort that goes into making such content, then don't forget to drop a like. Coming to the Redmi Note 5 Pro, probably the hottest phone out there. People are literally going crazy to purchase this one on Xiaomi's flash sale and on Flipkart. And there are very few people who got lucky. Most of them are bashing on Xiaomi's Twitter handle for their limited stock, and while all of this was happening, I finally managed to grab this one for me. As you can see on the packaging, the unit I have is made in India and is black in color. Opening up the top panel of the box, a small box with a soft case awaits for you. Below that is the Redmi Note 5 Pro shining in its all metal glory. I kind of like this variant of the black rather than the black Redmi Note 4. Going further inside, you get the micro USB cable. And I'm quite surprised to see that Xiaomi hasn't opted for Type-C here. You also get 2A charger and the SIM tray removal pin, and that's pretty much it. Typical Xiaomi unboxing. The phone comes in two RAM options. While both these variants host 64GB storage, the RAM in unit I have is 6GB, which costs 17,000, and I think 6GB is an overkill for the CPU combination. And why? I'll explain that later in this video. There is one more smaller 4GB version available which costs 14,000 rupees and which looks like value for money. Additional 3,000 rupees for 2GB extra RAM is not justified at all. Either they could have priced 6GB variant lesser, or they could have included 128GB storage instead of 64. The phone comes in black, pink and gold color, and links to purchase these are in the description below. You can also check out the MI store in your city, but it will be highly unlikely that you will get your hands on these easily online as well as offline. The overall size and shape of Redmi Note 5 Pro is quite identical to Redmi Note 5, and they even feel the same when you hold them together. There is only one design change that company has brought to Note 5 Pro, and that is the camera setup at the back, which looks like a blunt copy of iPhone X. Let's proceed with the design part of this video. The first thing that you notice at the front is a 5.99-inch IPS LCD display, which is a step up from 5.5 IPS panel from Redmi Note 4. The display has 18:9 aspect ratio and rocks the resolution of 2060 by 1080p pixels. By just looking at the display, you can see the sharpness and brightness is just on point. The beautiful 2.5D curved glass covering the display also comes with Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection. Because of the increased display size and to keep the overall footprint small, the navigation keys are moved onto the screen. You'll need to get used to these if you are someone who is new to on-screen navigation keys, because I personally find it very annoying whenever I try to reach bottommost part of any application and accidentally end up hitting one of the navigation keys. The earpiece alongside a couple of sensors are situated above the display. What else that shares the same space is the 20 megapixel front-facing camera that has 1 micron pixel size and f2.2 aperture. It also comes with single LED dedicated selfie flash, and this might get you some cool crisp selfies even in darker situations. This camera is also used for facial recognition, which is now an additional way to unlock your Note 5 Pro. The same space also hosts a notification LED that emits only white light. Moving to the right side, that's where the volume rockers and power buttons are situated. The buttons are tactile and satisfyingly clicky. On the left you get the SIM tray, which has a hybrid SIM slot. You can either pop in 2 SIM cards or a single SIM and a micro SD card. SD card slot supports up to 128GB storage. On the top is where the secondary noise cancellation mic is situated, along with an IR blaster, which is a unique identity to Xiaomi phones, and I tend to use them a lot in my house. Bottom of the phone rocks the speaker, the 3.5mm headphone jack, the main microphone, and sandwiched between these is the micro USB charging port. The back hosts a refreshing dual camera setup which has 12 megapixel primary sensor with f2.2 aperture, and it has 1.25 micron pixel size. The primary lens is coupled with 5 megapixel secondary lens that has f2 aperture and has 1.12 micron pixel size. These dual lenses comes with single tone dual LED flash. The main camera has phase detection autofocus for focusing. And the new setup promised to give enhanced low light photography, which I'll be able to test very soon and will come with a dedicated camera review. I'm also going to compare its camera with recent launches like OnePlus 5T and even with Honor 7X. Which one would you like to see first? Let me know in the comment section below. Here are some shots that I managed to click before I finish editing this video. The rear side of the phone also hosts a fingerprint scanner, which is snappy, and it is certainly faster than the facial recognition. Under the hood is the newest Snapdragon 636 chipset, and that is also a significant upgrade from Redmi Note 4 that hosted Snapdragon 625. It is coupled with Adreno 509 GPU and comes with 4GB and 6GB RAM variants. The 636 is promised to give better power efficiency with optimized performance, and Xiaomi is the first company to host this chipset. While the benchmark scores speak for themselves, the 4GB RAM is I think a better and sufficient variant that you can look for. 4GB with Snapdragon 636 is more than enough to play high-end graphics games, since the gaming on Note 5 itself was very smooth and Note 5 hosts older Snapdragon 625. I'll also be doing a dedicated gaming review for this phone, so stay subscribed and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload something new. The phone hosts all the necessary sensors that are required to perform all the basic activities in day-to-day usage. 4000 mAh battery powers this whole setup. The battery is 100 mAh less than the Redmi Note 4, while Snapdragon 636 is supposed to provide more power efficiency. With larger screen size, the load on the battery has also been increased. I'll also be covering the actual backup in my review, as I'll be using this phone extensively. The phone comes with MIUI 9, which is built on top of Android Nougat 7.1.1. Well, MIUI, just MIUI. I immediately got an 67 MB update on my first boot. It had minor bug fixes and overall performance improvement. Facial recognition works out of the box. Even if I am using this phone for more than 24 hours, I must say the phone is a delight to look at and breeze to work on. I'm really hoping that Xiaomi will increase the phone quantity in upcoming sale. In case you are thinking to buy this phone, then there are links in the description. Do use it to help my channel at no extra cost. At best you can just bookmark them. This has been Vinith, and I'll see all your smiling faces in my next video. Peace.